goes along. You wanna hear my song, so come to my show. Oh, welcome to my kitchen. My show is so hot, honey. The vegan meat, the gluten-free, the dairy-free. Oh.
Hey, darlings. Hey, everybody. It's Soraya with Soraya's Fierce Cooking Show. Soraya's Fierce Kitchen, Ola's. I'm doing a new recipe today of Seitan. Seitan, S-E-I-T-A-N. Now, Seitan is something I've seen online forever. Being vegan now, I keep hearing Seitan. I see it on pictures on Instagram, these vegan restaurants cooking it, and I'm like, I really want to know what that's like. Just like the jackfruit. I tried jackfruit once, I didn't like it. So it's really, I have to find the right jackfruit, how to prepare it. I gotta learn. I gotta learn how to cook it. So I've always had a passion for reading at a very, very young age.
Now you want to talk about reading? Let's talk about reading.
I wanted to learn how to cook the Seitan. Many recipes online. I picked one from this chef called Julie. I'm adapting her recipe. And I tried her recipe to the T. I liked it. And then I tried it twice again. And I eliminated some things. So I'm going with my version of it, which I want to thank Julie. And she had got her recipe from somebody else too. So we adapt recipes, we take what we want and leave the rest. This is more of a Puerto Rican version of what a bistec and cebollado would be. So this is it. This is my version. So I'm going to go through the ingredients. I'm using half a cup of vital wheat gluten, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, a smoked paprika, half a tablespoon, a teaspoon of onion, a teaspoon of garlic, some shakes of black pepper, a half a cup of broth. Now, Julie, calls for vegetable broth. I don't use vegetable broth. I use my empanada broth, which is vegan. So I'm using my broth, my secret recipe broth. And then some little shakes of adobo. We do cumin and we do oregano. That's how I would season my chicken and beef and turkey in the past. That's how I season my soy products to make it taste like meat. And that's what I'm going to season the vital wheat gluten to taste like meat. Okay? Now, Julie's version was baked, was not boiled. You add the broth, you add the spices, you knead it for a few minutes, throw it in the oven, 350, I think 375 for a half hour. You take it out, you slice it, and then you stir fry it, and then you put barbecue sauce and you can grill it, or you can just take it straight to a grill. I don't grill. So I did it on a non-stick skillet Cuisinart and it worked fine. The second time I did it the way the package of Bob's Red Mill calls for, which is you boil it, right? And then you put it on a skillet and you brown it and you have it. That version was really good. The first one was more firm, tougher, but still very nice, very impressive. The second time was like hot dogs, like frankfurters. Amazing. I had it with vegan cheese, barbecue sauce, and ketchup, and shredded cabbage, raw. It was amazing. I had the whole thing. That was my food for the whole entire day. It was that batch of Seitan. Now the third time I made it, I eliminated the liquid smoke. Oh, and the peanut butter. I didn't like the liquid smoke with the peanut butter. I could taste it and it was sort of clashing for me. It's fine, it tastes good enough for me. So when I did the third version, I had taken out the peanut butter and the liquid smoke. I found that to be mellow, more mellow. And my spices with the cumin and the oregano made it like meat to me. That's the way I'm doing it today. Oh, then the third time, I made it a half hour boiled and it firmed up, nice, cute. And then a half hour in the oven to firm up, and then on the skillet to brown. So you'll see all that today. So I went through the ingredients, so now we're gonna go into prep, okay? Yes, great. Hello my darlings, so I have my broth here. This is the same broth that I use for my empanadas. I'll say this, that it's a very basic broth. I use some fats, which are vegan butter, and then I use olive oil, and then spices. To create a flavor of meat. This is like my special sauce, a special broth, just like when I used to drink alcohol. Every time I DJ'd, I had a disco juice. Well, this is my disco juice for cooking. So it's non-alcoholic and it's vegan. Okay, we're ready now. I have a nice metal bowl that I adore. I have the Bob's Red Mill, a vital wheat gluten. I'm gonna use a half a cup. The half a cup when I make it will be my serving. Now the vital wheat gluten has a tremendous amount of protein, so I have a half a cup there. I'm going to do my dry ingredients first and then add the broth last. So what I'm gonna do here is add a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, and with me I always do a little bit more than everything, and I'm always heaping this and heaping that, so it's a little bit over a tablespoon, but that's okay. And then we're gonna do a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I have this brand here that I found, which is Chick-fil-A smoked paprika, which is fabulous. I was never much of a paprika person until I saw this recipe, and I have to admit, paprika is kind of cool to add. It adds color. I never thought like paprika had any taste, but for this recipe, the smokiness is really amazing. Really amazing. So what I'm gonna do is a half a teaspoon of the paprika, and that's it there. I have organic onion powder. We're gonna do a teaspoon of that. Then we're going to do garlic powder, about a half a teaspoon of that. And then we're gonna do some shakes of black pepper, just a little bit. There you go. I'm gonna do a little bit of adobo, just a teeny little bit. That's it. Cumin is a necessity for us Latins when we do our meat. I know when I do my arroz and gandules, a teaspoon of cumin, and then I have some oregano, which I love. And whenever I do my steaks in the past, when I was eating meat, it always had oregano. So there you go. And what I do, I like to piece up the whole oregano, and then I like to just grind it up like that. It's so cute. It's how my mother used to do it. I loved it. I thank my mother for teaching me how to cook. She didn't teach me. I was right by her side watching. She loved that I was right there with her, learning how to cook. We were Weight Watcher members together. We did all of that together. It was very, very cute. So I'm taking a big old spoon. I'm just gonna mix it up. Okay, we have it like that. So she's all mixed up nice, right? I have my special broth. This is the broth that I use for my empanadas. It's beautiful. This one's a little special. It has the achote oil infused vegan butter and spices to make it taste like vegan meat. And then we're just gonna go here like that. I have 2 cups of broth. I just added a half a cup. I'm gonna go ahead, since this is for me, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna use my hands. Otherwise, I would wear gloves and still use my hands. I'm just gonna mix her up. The broth was at room temperature. Okay? Now, you just take her, just like I'm doing, right? First, you wanna make sure that all the liquid and the spices come together. She's gonna be very elastic, you'll see. She's like super elastic bubble plastic, like that, you know? So, there she is. Let's see. Oh my god, almost 10 minutes of vegan Puerto Rican. Drama. Alright, talk to you later. Bye. She has equal liquid to powder. See how she's very elastic? Just wanna make sure she's really combined well. This only takes a few minutes to do. Oh, the smell is so beautiful. Now, Julie's recipe in the beginning, what I saw, I say the beginning because that's how I started learning to cook this. She added peanut butter, I may have said that already, and liquid smoke. I didn't like that. I didn't like the combination. Liquid smoke makes it taste fake, like you're trying to get that smoke flavor. I didn't like that. So you see how she is, right? And I wish you were here to smell her. She smells fabulous, but that's because I'm using my broth. Hello. Alright? I'm going to show you my broth. I'm going to bring this to a boil. You see the grease on my hand, right? So there's a good amount of oil in there. The reason why this is supposed to be like meat does have a good amount of fat in it, right? I want it to taste like meat. And my broth is a mixture of vegan butter and olive oil infused with annatto seeds. So that's why we have that nice golden brown color. Alright? But then the vital wheat gluten is brown too. Okay, so I'm gonna get this to a boil. This we're gonna let boil for a half hour and then put it in the oven for a half hour and let it bake. And then bring it to the skillet and then stir fry and finish cooking. I have my broth to a boil. It's nice and hot. And then I flattened out the vital wheat gluten and I did some slits on it. It makes it a little easier to let it cook thoroughly, if you could see. So we have my broth to boil. We're adding the Seitan there. Okay, nice. A little bit like that so the broth goes on top of the Seitan. You cover her. I'm gonna lower her a bit and I'm gonna do a mild boil for 25 minutes, and we'll come back to it and see how much liquid has been absorbed. At that point, we'll be able to put it in the oven for another 25 to 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, so the timer went off. I'm going to take her off the stove, let you take a look at her before I put her in the oven. So she was boiling, medium boil, for 25 minutes in the broth. Ensalada Cervedas, Vegan Puerto Rican, Disco Juice. Alright, let's take a look at her. So there she is, and this is how she's looking. Yep, there she is. I'll do a close-up. And so she got to brown somewhat, and you can see from the amount of liquid that's left, a lot of the liquid was absorbed. Some of it is left over there. I'm going to save that liquid. I'm going to freeze her. So the next time that I make this recipe, I have some broth. But that's how she is. I'm going to take an aluminum pan right now and place all of her in this pan. Okay? And then we're going to put her in the oven. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to bake her for about another 25 minutes. Okay? I'm not going to sing down on some of the bad girls, but there she is. She's browned a little bit already. So there she goes into the oven for 25 minutes at 350, and then we will be back. Yes, we will. Okay. Here's the Seitan. It is lovely, lovely, lovely. And what I'm doing is I'm sauteing it. I mean, the texture is so much like beef. It's just crazy. Alright, I'm going to give it a few minutes, but as you can see, she just looks amazing. She really looks amazing. So, this is the half cup. She's just stunning. So I'm going to heat her up and get her a little crispy on the edges. I'm going to get some onions and saute it along with the Seitan, and then I'm going to serve it with pasteles and arroz gandules. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? She's my homemade Seitan, and she drives me crazy like a fine young cannibal song. Look how beautiful she is. That is crazy. Look at that. It looks like beef. Oh, amazing. I'm going to just heat her up a little bit more. So I'm going to eat all of that. That's a half a cup of the mix with the broth like you saw. And in a few minutes I'll serve it on a plate with one of my Puerto Rican pasteles that's just being heated up in the microwave with arroz gandules from the stand on Friday. I have some leftovers, and it's going to go great with this. Okay? Alright. Here is the plate of the Seitan beef with onions, so bistec encebollado, steak with onions. She came out really, really nice, and she's lovely. That's Soray's recipe. Soraya Super Sexy Seitan vegan beef, Puerto Rican style. And then I have the plate of the Seitan beef with onions, arroz con gandules, and pasteles. And I had to reheat the pasteles, so I sliced them like that. That's the dish, my darling. That is my dinner for today. Yes, honey. I am too happy. Hey, mira eso. Can you see my plate? It's lovely. Se puede ver, I'll do a close-up. But this is amazing. I didn't bring a knife to the table, so I'm gonna do it doggy style. Look at this. This is amazing. Oh my god. Oh my god. So much like beef without the peanut butter and the liquid smoke. Using the cumin, the oregano, that's how we season beef, chicken, pork. So it has that flavor, very cumin, very oregano, a little oregano, not too much. You know, I just use a little bit of adobo, and then I use the chicken vegan spices and all of that I have, which is my stock, right? So it's absolutely delicious. Please try this recipe. You're gonna need to tweak it your way. Maybe you do like the peanut butter and the liquid smoke. I don't. It makes it too artificial tasting. It's probably not the peanut butter, it's probably the liquid smoke. But smoked paprika, it definitely works. And then again, I'm new to this recipe, and each time I have it, it gets better and better. So that's how it is with recipes that you're experimenting with, especially when you're attempting to go vegan. So I hope this was a helpful video, and I hope it'll inspire you to try this recipe at home, okay? Because it's really amazing. You can slice this thinner and bread it and fry it, all of that, but I boiled it for a half hour, baked it for a half hour, so it's nice. It's really good this way. So I hope you will try it, and I hope you enjoy it. So vaya for Vegan Puerto Rican cuisine. I'm Soraya Sobeda, the queen of healthy Latin cooking in Long Beach, California. Thanks for watching. Bye. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. When you're feeling blue, you don't know what to do. Carrying such a heavy load, honey, feels like you're all alone. You need a new recipe, well, I'm the one to see. Friday rolls along, you wanna hear my song, so welcome to my show. Welcome to Soraya's Kitchen. My show is so hot, honey. The vegan meat, the gluten-free, the dairy-free. Oh.
Hey, darling. No more.